Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Rich here, back with another video. We have breaking news in the world of the WNBA monster mammoth trade, essentially to kick off free agency and get the calendar year for the league rolling. Sees a huge shakeup for a lot of good teams at the top, and ones that look like they could be in position pretty soon, and another team that looks like they are going to have to figure it out the long way after trading one of their star players out of there. But man, I guess we should just pull this whole thing up right here. But we've got an epic trade here from Shams Charania. The Storm, Seattle Storm, are acquiring the number 2 pick in the 2025 draft and Lee Euro from the Sparks center in a 3-team trade, with the Sparks getting number 9 from Seattle and Kelsey Plum. So, Jewell Loyd is going to Las Vegas Aces. The Aces are getting the number 13 pick. Remember, they do not have their first-round pick as a result of punishment from the league. The Sparks also pick up Kelsey Plum, which is, a huge story, the breakup of the Aces dynasty. And a lot of this has come down to, positioning for the WNBA draft in 2025. When you look at it here, it's got a quick mock draft thing pulled up here. We've got, Paige Beckers is still sitting there, and who knows what she wants to do. I think she's coming out number 1, and everybody is a much to do about nothing. But after that, I guess the Sparks were not interested in Olivia Miles, so they trade out of this spot, and that's going to go to the Storm now. So the Storm is probably going to pick up Olivia Miles to begin, trying to get her rolling, and probably pair her with Skylar Diggins, and from there, the Sparks will drop to that position, and, we're looking at international players, a lot of different options for them. But the main thing is getting Kelsey Plum there. So when you start looking at that Sparks core, you got Kelsey Plum. You'll have Cam Brink returning from that ACL injury, presumably. You will also have Rakia Jackson. And from there, I don't know if it's going to be Ray Burrell or if there's any additional compensation there, but Ray Burrell looks to be staying put there. So in a flash, the Sparks have gotten better here. They said to hell with the super young squad. If you bring Kelsey Plum, who is somewhat of a star player, and she quickly vaults to the number 1 option here, and she's going to get a chance to lead, a squad for the first time since the time she was drafted. Essentially, after that it was pretty much A'ja Wilson's team. I'm interested if there's a story there why she no longer wanted to be a member of the Aces, because obviously she was a free agent. Jewell Loyd was also a free agent, but they were cord, so they worked together to kind of figure this out. And this is a big trade. Bringing Jewell Loyd in, did not have the greatest season shooting the ball, and she is, I want to say, 1 year older than Kelsey Plum. She's going to have to be on her game. She cannot have another season as she did in Seattle. There's a lot going on there, obviously. She's going to have to pair with A'ja Wilson, and I don't know if this necessarily helps the Aces. Remember, they lost Kate Martin as well. It was looking like she's going to emerge as a quality bench player. They have a lot of questions about their own free agents like Alicia Clark. She's got to be ready to come in day one. It's going to be Jackie Young. It's going to be Chelsea Gray, A'ja Wilson. They still need help for A'ja Wilson. A lot of people were talking about Brittany Griner possibly being somewhat of an answer for Vegas there if they use like that 3 big rotation with Kia Stokes. I think the Aces have the making of a team that won a few years ago, and it's slowly all going to come crumbling down. You would think Chelsea Gray would be better this season, and more removed from the injury. She looks okay and unrivaled. With more time, presumably she recovers. But you're getting older. Like this team is like turning it over to a lot of veterans here. Not really much youth being infused here, and I think that is something to take note of. Speaking of youth, the Storm. I think they came out like bandits here. Instead of losing Jewell Loyd for nothing, you pick up a prospect in possibly Olivia Miles, who I think is excellent guard and explosive, has a swaggy ability to become a star. She is a great ball handler, great distributor. I enjoy watching her every time she plays and I catch her. And I think like this is going to be interesting, like move for a lot of different reasons. The Storm are a long-term project here now. Like they have essentially come into this and you're going to want to keep an eye on them is what I'm kind of getting at here. I think the Sparks immediately become one of the most exciting and star-driven teams in the league with a good blend of youth and experience. Kelsey Plum, many-time champion, gold medalist, leading, essentially her own young roster that is high pedigree players. I think if you're the Sparks, after losing your, firing your coach and all that, you're rebuilding all this and you don't want to suck, it looks like. So you didn't end up getting Paige Beckers, but I think this combo of Kelsey Plum with Rickea Jackson, Cam Brink, Ray Burrell, and if they can make another move or two, like add a veteran or international player, I think that is a good position for them because they were trash, and they still got Dearica Hamby there as well, who I adore, and I think that they are going to be tough. I think the Sparks are a tough out and, a pretty exciting team to look at going forward. Another element of this is Dearica Hamby and Kelsey Plum are teammates again. We know that there are videos of Kelsey Plum standing up for the organization with the, departure and trade of Dearica Hamby, which she is suing the league. I imagine these conversations are not going to be very easy. Hamby did send a tweet out with Kelsey Plum, from their days with the Aces together. So maybe it's all good. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? The Aces, it doesn't make a ton of sense for me unless you knew Kelsey Plum didn't want to be there. And if you can get Jewell Loyd to walk in the door, you're essentially going to replace probably 90% of the production, and you hope that you can coach her up. You hope that, and I think for A'ja Wilson, you're going to want to see if she's ready to take on even more responsibility. Last year, she scored 1,000 points last year, and they're going to need every single one of those this year. Either way, this is a huge way to start the season. I didn't expect to see something like this. I saw rumors swirling over the weekend about a third piece being needed to make this deal go through, but I wonder if any of this with Kelsey Plum here, she pulled out of Unrivaled over the winter, and if she knew she was going to be traded, if you want to avoid reporters, pulling out of Unrivaled is an easy way to do it. Now, Jewell Loyd is still there, but we knew she wasn't trying to go back to the Storm anyway. She was out of there. She was going to get a new home no matter what. Now, Kelsey Plum, I think a lot of people are going to ask the question, what went wrong with the Aces? I would love to know personally. We saw her and Becky Hammon have a lot of words. Maybe you only want to be the second or third option, so long in your career. You want to expand your horizons a little bit. Either way, I think it will be an interesting story whenever it comes out, and we'll definitely talk about it here. Who do I expect to be the team to look, to essentially win this trade? I'm going to go with the Sparks. The Sparks are going to get the number 9 pick. They're going to get Kelsey Plum. So you got, a chance right there, and this should easily be a playoff team next year. Now the Aces really don't have, I would say, anywhere to go. They don't have any growth, I think, because the Liberty isn't going anywhere. The Lynx aren't going anywhere. The Fever are coming. The Sun, we still got to ask about the Sun. The Storm are dropping, so maybe they maintain that 4 position, maybe even low as a 5. But we also don't know who else might take a leap forward. Someone like the Sparks, I feel can also compete with them. So I think we're looking at those two. Seattle's more of a long-term project. If I had to put money on it, I think the Aces are going to take a small step back, and I wouldn't be shocked to see the Sparks, pull a 7 or a 6 seed this year. I think the Fever are on the way up, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But I cannot wait to see what all starts happening February 1st going forward. We were all waiting for this one to get out the way. Like in the NBA, everyone would normally have to wait for the huge superstar to make their decision before, the teams could really get on board with, whatever plan they had. We've seen just in this offseason all the overhauls of the front office, the coaching, with the lockout on the other side. People are loading it up for 1 year. I think it is, fair to ask, like, do you want to mortgage your future or anything? But, maybe this future, we don't know what tomorrow brings. So everyone's trying to go for it right now, except Seattle. Seattle, I think you pick this up, you'll take this 10 out of 10 times. I am shocked to see this, and we need the story. So Annie Constable, whatever WNBA, Howard Megel, let's see it. Let's see you earn this buck. Shams, we need some phone calls being made to the desert. I want Becky Hammond commenting right now. Let's get it cracking, bust it open. I want the dirt. I want the scoops. I want the news. So we'll be here to talk about it. Anyway, my name is Rich Latta, and what do you think of this trade? Because I didn't see this coming. I thought the Aces was locked in. Apparently not. So congratulations to Jewell Loyd for getting out of Seattle, somewhere you definitely hated to be. And you get to go play with Asia Wilson, who I believe those two are very close. So, yeah. Anyway, this is Rich. I'm up out of here. Peace. One lifetime. Oh, also, get your shirt. You see the product links. Yeah, free spirit. Let's go.